What is going on YouTube? I am Kyle, and thank you for stopping by Dusty Lane Studios today and checking out this video. Well, it's been a long time since I uploaded a video of my dime rig, and I believe it is time because, you know, my old videos, they just suck. A lot of the stuff that I was doing back then, I really didn't even know. It's not like I know any better now, but I know a lot more now than I did back then, so that's why it's time to revamp everything and give you guys a better quality video and better quality sounding audio. So I'm going to start off by saying I'm a part of a lot of Dimebag groups on Facebook. And there's a lot of, like back and forth on can you sound like Dime and can't you sound like Dime. And I'm here to tell you that, yes, you can. You can technically sound like anybody that you want to, but it's honestly best to sound like you, first and foremost. However, if you're just a guitar player and you're trying to shape a tone and you're after a certain tone, yes, you can achieve that tone. But I'm also going to say this. I see a lot of people say you got to scoop the mids, scoop, 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 scoop. Scoop the mids, take the mids out, you know. Just take your mids and just crank them down to 2 or, you know, back them down to 0 or 1, you know, that's what I do. I'm going to say don't. Yes, you want to scoop the mids. However, you do not want to over-scoop the mids, because if you over-scoop the mids, I can tell you right now, if you go to record in a mix or if you play live in a mix, you will never be heard. So, with my mid scooping, I literally only have just the amplifier scooped. And it's literally not even scooped. It's not like a 2, it's not a 1, it's not a 0. It's like literally like 4, so it's almost just a shade under noon. Like it's literally not even scooped that much. And my PQ4 and my 6-band, literally the mids are boosted. They're literally boosted. No mids are scooped in that section. And I can also too tell you this, that on this mix, I have the high mid frequency boosted a little bit, and I have the I think the regular mid range is kind of a little over noon. It's not really, that's not even really scooped. A lot of people got to understand like one thing, like with guitar tone. So a guitar is a mid-ranged instrument. A lot of people say, well, if it's already a mid-ranged instrument, you know, just take the mids out on your amplifier. Not really. You really want your mid-range frequency to be in there, because like I said, you will never be heard in a mix and you will never be heard in a live setting if your mid-range frequency is way too scooped. Like back in the day it was appropriate, I guess you could say, in the 80s and then the 90s. Oh, just really scoop the shit out of your mids and then we'll boost you into volume. But as time goes on and as time has changed, so has guitar tone. A lot of guitar tone nowadays is a lot of mid-focused like tones, and you really need those. Your chugs will be heard better in mid-range. You'll be heard better in mid-range. So, literally, don't over-scoop your mids. It's probably a no-no, especially if you're trying to achieve this tone. Now, I'm not saying I'm the best, okay? I'm not Dime, but this is the best creation that I could ever possibly do. I will never put myself out there to be Dime. Be honest with you, a lot of my Dimebag content gets more views than my original content. Sometimes I think I suck, but, you know, maybe I do. I'm just too damn delusional to admit it. But, with that being said, sometimes, you know, the overabundance amount of attention at my Dimebag stuff kind of gets on my nerves, because it's like I'm not trying to be him. I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm the best. I will never say I'm the best. As a matter of fact, I personally think as a guitar player, I fucking suck. But I will say I've gotten super close. I'm not tooting my own horn, but I've gotten super close to the point that it's literally almost bone-chilling to hear just the slight difference. That's the craziest thing, and it's given me chills on how I figured this out. So, it started about, 2020 is when I really wanted to chase the tone, and I spent a lot of time, like, fighting with it. Like, I really did, because I was getting so discouraged, so down, and I'm like, this doesn't sound like it. It doesn't, you know, it's nowhere near close. I was, you know, to the point I was just like, you know what, why did I even waste my money on all this stuff? Until 2 years ago, Revolver Magazine did a interview with Rex Brown and Phil Anselmo, and it was put on YouTube. So I watched it, and in there, it was the 30th anniversary of Vulgar Display of Power, and Rex said something that kind of like, you know, light bulb went off in my head, and I'm like, man, I gotta try this to see if this actually works. So he said when they were recording Vulgar, that, I guess, I don't know if this was, I guess he was just talking about Vulgar itself. I don't know if this is how they recorded every album, but let's just stick with Vulgar here. So, Dime did one track panned hard left, one panned hard right, and then one center. And that was just his rhythm. Most of the times in studios, there's bands out there that quad track things. I mean, quad tracking sounds fucking sick, you know, but majority of bands typically just do double tracking. And I've tried double tracking this rig before, and it just didn't sound the same. So when Rex said triple, I'm like, maybe that's the key. And then it actually took me a couple years to actually just finally sit down and do it, because I really, at that time, at that interview came out, I really didn't know how to program drums. I didn't know anything about recording. I didn't know much about mic placements, the whole 9 yards. I was very, very, very amateur. I mean, I'm still wet behind the ears. However, looking back 2 years ago, I mean, I kind of felt, you know, I didn't know shit. So as time progressed, and I started to learn how to program drums, I learned how to mix drums, learning how to mix music itself, I said, fuck it, I'm actually going to sit down and program some drums and put this triple track to the test. And the song that I picked was Domination, and the breakdown part of it specifically because, to me, as a guitar player, and me personally, now I'm not saying, you know, that this is the best, but me personally, the breakdown in Domination at the end of the song is by far the most brutal and most heaviest breakdown that has been ever written, even though it's just dun 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 dun. Dime and the whole band did that breakdown in a way that it literally hits, and it hits so fucking hard. So I decided, let's go with Domination. And literally the whole entire time as I'm recording it, I'm getting chills. Like, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, holy shit, this doesn't even feel like it's me playing this. Like, it literally sounds like Dime's playing it. And I'm just mimicking it. And I promise you, this is the guitar, the bass. The drums aren't me, they're programmed by me, but the guitar and the bass is 100% me. I will also, too, say, in my time of shaping this tone, I have had some help from Grady. He never gave me Dime settings or anything. I kind of just didn't know how to run all my rack units except for the doubler in the front of the amplifier without it like just sounding like utter shit. So I reached out to Grady on Facebook, and he helped me out setting up the rig. So the signal chain goes a little something like this. You want to take your guitar and you want to run that straight into your 6-band. The 6-band is then going to go into the PQ4, and then from the PQ4 you're going to go out into the, it's the VOX Wah, it's just the classic Wah. And then from the VOX, it's going to go back into the Aphex 104. I really don't use it that much, it's just kind of like there for aesthetics anymore. I think he used that a little bit more or less on like Far Beyond Driven, and then after that. So then after the Aphex, you want to go right into the Rocktron guitar silencer, and then that goes right into the front of your amplifier, and then the flanger doubler is literally the only thing that is going to be in your effects loop. So once again, that's guitar to 6-band, 6-band to PQ4, PQ4 to Wah, Wah back into the Aphex 104, into the Rocktron guitar silencer, into the front of the amplifier, and the flanger doubler is the only thing that you want in your effects loop. Now that signal chain kind of just almost pertains to the people who actually have this gear. If you don't have this gear, I really honestly don't know how you would shape the tone. Most people would tell you just get like a, Boss metal zone, but that's just kind of dumb. I mean, some people, I guess it works. If it works for you, do it, but I never really seen a video of someone using a metal zone and getting a solid Pantera tone out of it. You can say, yes, it has a 4-band parametric equalizer circuit inside of it. Well, great, but I'd never really seen a video that was used, but one was used, and I was like, damn, that sounds like it. There's alternatives out there. If you can't get your hands on a PQ4, oh man, what was that? Rain PE15. I believe that's what it was. Yeah, because I used to have it. It was It was a 5-band parametric equalizer. Those are easier to find and a hell of a lot more affordable. Anybody can get the 6-band now. I actually have both versions. I have the blue face, which is ran with the dime rig, and then I have the silver one that I just have laying around. I used to use it, but I don't use it anymore. And they literally are the same exact thing. There's no difference in tone, so you can still get your hands on a MXR 6-band EQ, so yeah, just grab one. Yeah. There is an alternative to the noise gates. I mean, I guess you can get really any noise gate. ISP decimator, Boss, is it NS2 noise suppressor? MXR smart gate. I know some people don't like the smart gate. Never really, never served me wrong when I used them. And of course, there's a lot of other rack mount noise gates out there. I just got these things because it's collecting purposes. I'm a huge fan. It's my favorite band. Dom's favorite guitar player. So I went and I splurged a lot to be able to get the rig. But there is alternatives out there. As far as amplifiers go, I've seen some people get somewhat of a decent tone with even just like an EVH head. There's alternatives out there. I mean, I guess if you want to, if you don't want to spend thousands of dollars for like a RG or, Sentry, I don't blame you. I wouldn't either. If I had the money, I probably would. But I don't, so I got the C170ii, and I lucked out on that one. The guy that works on my guitars, he had it in his shop for $350. Snag that bad boy. But Randalls do have the newer lines of the RGs. I hear they're pretty good. I hear they're pretty similar, to the original RGs. Some don't like them, but it's all personal preference. And then one of the biggest ones, there's a lot of different. So I guess not a lot, but there's a couple. So you could go and you could get the TC Electronics Mimic Doubler. I've had it before. It's ass. At least from my personal perspective. You might have one of you might have good luck with it. I never did. I didn't really like it. I didn't like how the voicing sounded on it. So, there is the brand new. They're not really brand new, but they're somewhat new. The UAD Astro pedals that has the recreation of the actual MXR Flanger doubler in it. And you literally can't tell the difference between that pedal and the rack unit. Trust me, it was a $400, but $400 is a hell of a lot better than spending like $2,600 on these damn things. Is what they're going for now, which is absolutely sick. It's disgusting. I don't know why the market is that way with it right now. You can say, oh, it's inflation, man. No, I think a lot of people are just trying to make fucking money off of his name, and it's kind of fucked. But, you know, with life, as we all know it, I mean, it's a shame when famous people die. There's more money to be made in their death than there is in their life, which is fucked if you ask me. But that's just my personal opinion. You don't have to agree with it, or you could, or you don't have to. Like I said, it's up to you. It's just a personal preference. Anyways, so in the DAW, like I said, I recorded one left, one right, one center. I did one track for the lead. I threw some delay on there just to give it that added flavor. I have just 2 bass tracks just for doing each part, you know. That way, you know, with mixing, it just makes it better if you just break it down into sections when you're recording it. The drums, I used the Drum Forge, the Mac Grinder Signature plugin, which is absolutely great. It is a fantastic plugin, and those drums literally sound sick as shit. And then for mixing purposes, I used, it's the VEQ. It's by Waves. It's like I think it's like kind of like a parametric equalizer. I used that for each guitar, not each guitar, but I used it for the guitar bus. Used it for the bass, for the EQ on the bass and the bus. The drums, I used CLA Drums in mixing, and then SSL plugins I used for Post EQ and Compression. So yeah, it's pretty much everything I used for this video, and I had a hell of a lot of fun doing this one. Like I said, it gave me cold chills, so I will be doing more in the future. With that being said, if you don't mind, may you please hit that like button, hit subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads. Especially if you like this. If you like this video, trust me, there will be more dime videos to come. There will be more mixing videos to come. I got a couple now. I got a couple that I can upload too. That are, one is my own mix, and then the other one, oh man, I had fun doing that one too. Which was kind of like my cover and version of Bad Touch by Bloodhound Gang. That one, I had fun with that one too, because I've always loved that song. Just a that shit's so fucking cool. And I have it in there too. So go ahead and check for that video, and then check for my my original song and see what you guys think about that one. Anyways, that is it. I gotta go edit all this stuff now. This video is super long, and editing is not fun. It is not fun at all. With that being said, thank you guys for stopping by and checking out this video, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. It's not like I'm going to see you. I'm staring at a fucking camera right now. But at least it makes me feel better when I say it. Alright, go find another video to watch.